Have you ever stared at your phone, waiting for a message that never came? Wondering why someone who once meant so much just stopped calling, stopped texting, stopped trying. It's one of the most painful, confusing experiences anyone can go through. And yet, it happens to so many of us. We ask ourselves all the same questions. Did I do something wrong? Did they lose interest? Are they going through something? Do they even care anymore? But before we spiral into overthinking or blame ourselves, it's important to understand one thing. Silence is not meaningless. Silence is a message. Segment 1. The psychology behind their silence. Sometimes, when someone doesn't reach out, it's not about you at all. Psychologists say that people withdraw for a few core reasons: avoidance of conflict or discomfort instead of facing difficult conversations. Some people choose silence as a way of escape, emotional overwhelm. They may be going through something personal and lack the emotional energy to maintain connection. Lack of interest or fading connection, a harsh truth. But some people lose interest and don't know how to say it out loud. Testing boundaries, some people pull away to see if you'll chase after them, trying to measure your level of attachment. But here's the thing. Whatever the reason, how someone handles distance and disconnection speaks volumes about their emotional maturity. Segment 2. What it really means. Let's be honest. When someone cares, they show up. Maybe not perfectly, maybe not constantly, but consistently. If a person goes silent for days, weeks, or even months without explanation, that silence is their answer. It doesn't always mean they're a bad person. It doesn't always mean you weren't enough. But it does mean they chose distance over communication, and that choice matters. People make time for what's important to them. No one is too busy to send a 2-second message. When someone disappears without a word, they are communicating something intentionally or not. They are showing you your place in their life. The question is, are you willing to accept that message? Segment 3. The emotional impact of being ignored. Being ignored by someone you care about is more painful than most people realize. It activates the same parts of the brain as physical pain, that ache in your chest, the lump in your throat. That's not your imagination. It's your nervous system reacting to emotional abandonment. You start to question your worth, replay every conversation in your head, look for signs, for clues. And in the end, you're left with silence and 100 unanswered questions. But let's be clear about something. Silence does not define your worth. You're not unlovable. You're not too much. You're not the problem. Segment 4. How you should respond. So, what do you do when someone stops reaching out? You don't chase. You don't beg for attention. You don't let their silence shrink your self-esteem. Instead, you get quiet too, not out of revenge, but out of self-respect. You allow space. You observe. And most importantly, you protect your peace, because when someone ghosts you, fades away, or pulls back without a word, it's not your job to close the gap. It's their job to communicate, to show up, to match your energy. If they don't, that tells you everything you need to know. Segment 5. The hidden gift in silence. Now, here's the twist most people don't realize. Sometimes silence is a blessing in disguise, that quiet space they leave behind. It gives you clarity. It forces you to reflect. It shows you what kind of love you don't want. You start to realize you don't want someone who disappears when things get inconvenient. You don't want someone who makes you question your worth. You want consistency, communication, care. And if someone can't give you that, their silence is simply clearing the space for someone who will. Segment 6. Final words a shift in perspective. So the next time someone stops calling, stops messaging, and leaves you hanging in silence, don't panic. Don't chase. Don't overanalyze. Instead, pause. And ask yourself, is this silence a reflection of who I am, or a reflection of who they are? Because the right people, the ones who value you, respect you, and truly care, they don't let silence speak for them. They speak. They show up. They stay. So let this be a reminder. Sometimes silence isn't rejection, it's redirection, away from someone who wasn't meant for you, towards someone who always will be. If this message spoke to you, take a moment to breathe, reflect, and protect your peace. Let me know in the comments, have you ever experienced this kind of silence from someone?